Hello and welcome back everyone. Unfortunately life has happened and there's not too much progress on the game front, but there's some. Let's begin. After a lot of work I've remade the inventory system to work with resources, instead to simplify the process of moving items in inventories and adding new items. This took a long time with a lot of struggles with resource changes on runtime that updated all resources of the same type. Using duplicate and unique names solved the issue. I also had to save the path to the resource on the resource itself to get access to it, as resource path no longer worked when using duplicate. I also found that you can disable a warning message for integer divisions. That gives peace of mind energy. I had a way to change the look of item stacks depending on how many there are in the stack. The stacks don't combine yet, but that's on the work list. The inventory now works online, as well as stacks showing properly in the inventory slots. Found a few more bugs in the inventory system that's now fixed, but this clip shows the loot system is now working. Added a weight limit on the inventory, as well as checks to see if the item we want to add will set us over the limit or if the inventory is full. Still working on the inventory system. It's relatively close. Unfortunately, only the clients can update ground containers currently. But in the meantime, new water textures and a wolf. The inventory now works as far as I want it to. Still a bunch of quality of life features to add at some point, but I want to move on to the combat for a while. Player now also has a health bar, and enemies can damage them. It even changes colors! Animations have been added for dealing damage and blocking incoming attack. Also zoomed in the view to see better. These animations are freestanding, so they're not actually part of the player animations per se. And now I added simple damage calculations based on equipped items. The weapon has an attack value, minimum damage and maximum damage values. I calculate the hit by adding together the target's block and attacker's attack and randomize a value between 1 and the total. If the value is higher than the block value, we deal damage between the minimum and maximum reduced by the target's defense. After this I'll start working on the walls, and it took over a week and several attempts to reach a finish design. But I finally ended up on this slightly slanted style, and after a lot of trial and error, the wall tiles are now in Godot and I can start making square buildings. No code for that yet in this devlog, but at least the art, the placeholder art is done, and that's so nice. I'm not an artist. And I had to fix the inventory system again. But now it's more optimized. I only changed the item that is moved or added instead of clearing it and remaking the child containers. This was achieved by going through the ground item master node tree and saving it into a unique name array and sending that to the add remove item and following that array to the item on all other clients. The client that moved the item handles it on its own side. Added some additional inspect text. You can now see weight if you're close enough to the item. I've actually created a playable build now, so that's something. Took a bit of thinking as I use a dir_contents function that does not work on exported projects, so I had to make it work in another way, by instead using a packed scene array instead of taking all scenes from a current folder. It now also shows in the chat how much damage you dealt and how much you took. There's also a special message type for blocking the damage. Final colors or messages needs to be decided some other time. And that's it for the actual progress. But the final thing I would like to share with you the roadmap to a playable demo. What I want done before that is the following. I want to fix multiple items to interact with at the same time, which has been a bug for a while. Haven't really gotten around to fixing that yet. I want to start adding buildings and decorational block like bushes, trees, stones, etc. I want aggressive enemies that attack you on sight. Also expand the equipment slots to helmet, armor, offhand and boots. And maybe some other stuff, we'll see. Then also make different elevations. Like you can go up a floor in a building and then you can also go like 12 in underground caves. I also want to add a boss, some NPCs, shops, and of course use items like eating food, which is still not implemented. Greater item variation, like you can loot more stuff and you can, well, yeah, just have more equipment overall. Then also a level system and some simple save game that kind of saves your progress to a name. for start. There's also some other stuff that is not important for the demo, but yeah, like I said, no important, we're not gonna talk about them in this devlog. And I probably missed some stuff in the demo list, and it will grow with time. We'll see how that looks in the next devlog. Talk about devlogs, my wife has also started a devlog. She's new to programming, but she's doing really well. The link to her devlog can be found down in the description. If you excuse me, I'm gonna go and start working on the building iteration. Well, next time, see ya.